Phulmaya Tamang grew up in a remote village in Nepal where her future was mapped out by cultural tradition. She would not go to school, would be married in her early teens, and be destined for a life of poverty and hard physical yakka, tending animals and crops. Her life story didn't go that way though, thanks to the determination of her big brother Som to have the girls in his village educated. He started a charity to build a hostel and school in his village of Batassi so that even the girls from the poorest families could go there. Phulmaya now lives in Cairns and is the guest speaker at this Friday's Cairns Businesswomen's International Women's Day lunch. She'll be joined in by author and journalist Kirsty Nancarrow, whose book Himalayan Dreams, The Story of Som Tamang, has just been published, and it's a real pleasure to welcome you both into the Far North studios this morning. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, Alex.
Phulmaya, I'll start with you. You finally got to school when you were 11. What did that mean for you?
Yes, there was an amazing opportunity to go to school on the age of 11, and my brother Som supported for my study. My mom and dad was expecting me to work in the farm, look after younger siblings and work in the farm with them. But my brother Som supported for my study, and it was a great opportunity to start even on the age of 11.
And why was it important for your brother to make these new opportunities for not only his sister, you, but for other women in the village?
Yeah, he wanted to change the thoughts of the villager, because villager thoughts that girls can't go to school, they have to look after younger sibling, they have to help parents, and they have to work in the farm. But Som's dream become a true by educating me and other girls in Batassi village.
And was it hard for Som to tell the village and tell older people in the village that this was the path forward, this would create more opportunities for the women in your village, as opposed to working in the farm where that has been the way for so long? Did he come across some difficulties in trying to get that to happen?
Yeah, he came through difficulty. Even to me, he has to tell mom and dad, if you don't send Phulmaya to school, I won't be back at home. I won't be back. That'll be very sad to me. He has to face a lot of difficulties, even for me to send to school. And for the other girls, like from other villages and even cousin sisters, he has to talk to grandmother and mom and dad. And for the villager girls, he has to tell to the people, girl has to go to school to be educated, to bring a chance in women's life in the future in Batassi village. Yeah.
And you have done so well in not only receiving that education, you've gone on to gain a diploma of pharmacy and a bachelor of social work. How has that changed your life? What opportunities has that presented for you?
There was a great opportunity for me to study pharmacy and completing grade 10 from Billings. And there wasn't many girls who completed grade 10 from the village while I completed my grade 10. After grade 10, I went to Kathmandu city, the capital city of Nepal, and I studied Bachelor of Social Work. Then I finished my diploma in pharmacy before that, and it was a great opportunity. And I was the first woman from Batassi to completing diploma in pharmacy.
Gives me goosebumps. That's an amazing story,
Thank
for
you.
Maya. And so, what brought you to living in Cairns in the far north?
Yeah, he supported me to visit Cairns in 2018. And then that was my first visit in Cairns for 3 months. It was really good time. I really enjoyed meeting the people like Kirsty. I see her in 2016. I spent some time with her, and I saw a lot of people who've been to Nepal in Batasi village. Yeah, it is a great opportunity to be here and live a life independently and happily. People like Kirsty around me, a lot of friends, and Som's family, and loving husband.
Kirsty Nancarrow, you met Phulmaya while travelling in Nepal. When did you identify that Phulmaya had such an amazing story that needed to be told?
Well, I learned a little bit about Phulmaya from Som, who I interviewed here at the ABC after the earthquakes in 2015. That's how I started to learn about Som and his work through Friends of Himalayan Children. And then when I decided to go and volunteer in the village for a month in 2016, Som said, Phulmaya, my sister, will come and meet you and she will guide you to the village. It's a 2-day walk for Westerners. I think Nepalis can do it much faster, but Phulmaya and Samjana were with me the first time I went over. We walked, and it does give you a sense of the countryside and the people and the villages to have that kind of slow arrival into Batasi, which is quite high and looks over the Langtang Range in the Himalayas. It's quite a beautiful place. Phulmaya and I formed a bond on that walk, and then over the month in the village, we became very close and then stayed in touch. And of course renewed our friendship when she came to Cairns in 2018, and I also went back in 2018 on a fundraising trek to build a library in the village, and that's when I did all the interviews for Himalayan Dreams, the Story of Som Tamang. So I've interviewed Phulmaya a few times, and she's a very big part of this story in this book, and I'm so proud of her. She's a true leader for her village and for other women. She's shown what's possible. She's also a very accomplished trekking guide. So she's been more times to Everest Base Camp and Annapurna Base Camp and everything that I could even imagine. So this little package here is a very strong woman.
Swiss Army knife of skills, plenty athlete and professional. Phulmaya Tamang joins me. She's my guest this morning, along with Kirsty Nancarrow. Phulmaya, like Kirsty said, you were one of the first female trekking guides in the Himalayas. What do you love about that? I couldn't think of anything worse, to be honest. I barely able to walk horizontally than vertically. What do you enjoy about that hobby?
I never thought about that. I'll be a trekking guide. Nobody knew that woman can be a trekking guide in the Himalayas to lead the Westerners from different countries. It was unimaginable life journey for me to be a trekking guide, because while I was young, my brother was the only one person who goes for trekking from village. I saw him leading the people, bringing Westerners in the village. I never thought about that I'll be a woman guide. But however, in 2016, I did, after meeting Kirsty, I met her in November. In 2016 May, I started going to Everest Base Camp with some of the group from Australia. And it was an amazing journey to be leading tourists, trekkers to the Himalayas. And I keep on enjoying it. I really enjoyed being in the mountain, and there wasn't many women guides along the journey, along the trekking routes. And yes, I really enjoy being a trekking guide. It's because male dominated job in Nepal. There wasn't many women leading the group, and there are so many girls from village. They've been leading the group, and they are independent. They're doing the job which men used to do long time ago, and it's great change in the village because of Som's work, and people like Kirsty, women empowering women in the remote village by telling the story, by writing the book, by writing the story up. The people, the women like me in Batase village.
Kirsty, Friends of Himalayan Children is a Cairns-based charity. How important has the support from the Far North community been?
It's incredible. We had the first book launch on Saturday night, and the German club was stuffed with people who wanted to be there, wanted to support. We could have had another 50 people if we'd allowed them. And you can feel the support from the Cairns community, and it's always been this way as long as I've known Som. They had several dinners for International Women's Day, and each one of them sold out. I emceed a few of them, and there's just this real connection between Cairns and the work Som is doing. He's actually lived here for 20 years, and he's always paid tribute to the support from the Cairns community in terms of what he's been able to achieve. They got behind him to help build the children's hostel, which unfortunately was destroyed in the earthquake and had to be rebuilt. Similarly, the school, there's been lots of volunteer teachers from this community, lots of people going along and just helping in some way in the recovery effort after the earthquake and well beyond. So, he could not have done what he has without the support of the Far North community.
You're two very inspiring women. Thank you so much for coming in this morning.